Yo, good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms. At Love HerbMan. I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I am none other than HerbMan. We're coming live from South Africa. Live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Go get somewhere, get situated so that we can learn how to heal ourselves. But you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. And we're going to teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you can be well on your way to the happiness and the wholeness and the wellness that you deserve. I didn't say that you wanted, I said that you deserve. All right? So all you got to do here simply today is pay attention. And how we do that on the HerbMan Show is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. I'm going to do my job at working for your likes and shares and attention. You do your job and simply stay in presence. And I promise you that if you can be present, you will feel the experience. So welcome you guys to the HerbMan Show. You guys, this is what we do all day, every day, teach people how to heal themselves. And a lot of the medication, a lot of what the medicine that you're looking for, you produce within you. You produce it within you. Okay? You produce this within you. So there's no need to ask, what else can I do? Because the question is, have you done your all? Right? And so when we're looking at disease transformation, we have to understand that there's a participation that you must enter into. And in your participation, I promise you, along with the right system, along with the right understanding, yes, you can pull in and you can get into a microscopic understanding. And yes, you can isolate. And yes, you can reduce. And you can do all that reductionist type of stuff. But every now and then, and for most of us, that's good. But we also need to pull out a little bit and see the whole life of the individual. Okay? And so that's why we don't treat disease, because disease is nothing but something. It's an expression of a deeper communication loss within each and every single one of us on the planet. Disease ain't trying to hurt you, it's trying to alarm you that you're hurting yourself. Somebody. Disease is not trying to kill you, it's trying to talk to you. You ride me till the wheels fall off, is what the body is saying. And what we want you to understand is that you have tendencies that can allow you to override the sensation of what the body is communicating to you. Your tendencies will override the communication system of the body. When you want to smoke, you ain't worried about your lungs. When you want to drink, you ain't worried about your liver. When you want to eat, you ain't worried about your colon. When you want to do what you want to do, you override the communication between you and yourself. So what we understood is that very fact from ancient understanding. The ancient people brought us math, brought us medicine, brought us agriculture, brought us astrology, brought us spirituality. And when you understand that, we're just getting that ancestral understanding back, all in one understanding, one assessment. And the owner's manual is the strongest health assessment you can get, because it does not treat disease. What it does is it restores terrain. It restores regulation. It restores your rhythm. It restores your coherence. It restores your mineral balance. What the owner's manual will do is it restores and get you to understand how to emotional discharge. It restores your seasonal alignment. It restores your environmental fit. Disease ain't nothing but a downstream expression. It is never the root variable. Modern medicine treats diagnosis. The owner's manual treats conditions for your life. So I always like to say that we don't give lifetime prescriptions. We give lifestyle prescriptions. And that distinction between what you're getting with us and with anybody else, that distinction is everything. But we know for a fact that the owner's manual in all of our products supports the body abilities to heal. Our products will restore your regulatory systems. Our products, the owner's manual and the detoxes, the herbs and everything, we know that it will optimize the terrain and the coherence in your body. We know that it will address the root causes of imbalance. We know that the owner's manual and all of our herbs may resolve disease by the byproduct, but it's not what we're chasing. We're simply chasing you. Putting your whole life back into order under a different perspective will help relieve the pain. And you got to understand that healing is an emergent thing, is not mechanical. You can't just woos it on. Disease resolution happens in a lot of different ways. You can resolve disease from just resolving some stress overload. If you stabilize your nervous system, a lot of diseases will go away. If your immune signaling can come back and normalize, that's a lot of issues can go away like that. If your endocrine system rhythm returns, you can get rid of stuff like that. If your waters stay coherent, diseases will flee like that. If your minerals are being absorbed into your cells, you can keep a lot of diseases away. And if your emotions can complete the loops, you can get rid of a lot of issues. So you got to understand that humans are not machines. So outcomes are vary. Have you ever seen people have the same issues but have different outcomes? Some people die from and some people get healed from stuff, right? So we can't always be linear. And personally, for me, the more honest a healing system is the best you can get out of it. In medicine, yeah, they'll come in and make all of these claims. But everything they do is something specific, something measurable, something limited. So they can do that. But they'll never claim to heal. Modern medicine only claims to manage. You guys keep tapping, I'm going to keep talking. Y'all keep tapping, I'm going to keep talking. Come on in the room. Yes, sir. Put I'm here if you're present. If you're present, put I'm here, presence. If you're present, put I'm here in the chat. Yes, I'm here. Yes. Thank you for being here. Yes, we're present together. This is how we heal. Yes. The owner's manual restores the conditions under which the body naturally heals itself. And the thing that makes that powerful, in all honest opinion, is that it applies to all humans. It does not depend on a diagnosis. The owner's manual can work for acute and chronic issues. The owner's manual can transcend what you're going through. But you can't disprove the owner's manual. It aligns with biology. It aligns with nature. It aligns with the truth. And we're not trying to claim any control over any kind of things. We're letting you know that we know how life works. Healing is the body's job. It ain't gonna never be mine. But we know how to crank that some bitch up if it ain't riding right. It's just like a mechanic. You know, you gotta know how to fix your ride, and your body is your vehicle. Okay? And you gotta know that disease ain't never been the problem. It's the message. Disease is merely the body's a way to report the conditions. Disease is the result of prolonged stress, poor regulation, mineral displacement, suppression of emotion, circadian rhythm disruption. Disease come from environmental issues, incoherent water and signal. See, treating disease is like, treating disease is like silencing the fire alarm, but the building's still burning. In that situation, you may reduce the noise, but the cause still remains. Okay? And so that's why we need something else. Not you, we. I need it too. And I'm glad that I got it. And you need to understand that there's really no such thing as disease biologically. In your body, you don't have a cancer system or diabetes system or autoimmune system or depression system. There's no systems in you that exist that way. There is only what's there: the nervous system, the immune system, the endocrine system, the circulatory system, digestive system, etc., etc. Diseases are just labels that we apply to our situations after the fact. But see, your body don't recognize a label. It only can respond to the terrain, to the conditions, to the environment in which you are producing within you. And every day is producing in you a storm. Every day is producing in you a weather pattern. And you don't know your weather. You don't know whether or not you come and going, whether or not you're going to get there or not, whether or not they real or not, they trust them or not, love them or not, whether or not I'm going to work or not, getting paid or not. You don't know the weather. And there's three things that I can guarantee from my experience of using this. My health has gotten better. My wealth has gotten better. And my family environment, I grew that. I grew my health better with this. I grew my wealth better with this. And I grew my family better with this. That's all I can say to you. But when they're treating your diseases, it requires reductionism, microscopic stuff. That's why they're looking at your blood now. How many people that know herbalists that are looking at blood? So you're no different than the doctors. You're microscopic and you're supposed to be holistic, a pull out. You're supposed to pull me out of the situation while I'm pulling you in. So you're checking my blood too, like they are doing it. That blood ain't, look, that I don't give a damn what's in your blood. It won't get rid of the trauma. You can see in my blood all day, and you can give me something in this blood all day, but it won't get rid of the grief or the loneliness or the guilt. It won't get rid of the doubt, the addiction. You can look at my blood all day and you can give me any kind of medication, any kind of herb, but if you can't pull out and see me as a whole, do you really see me? You looking at bacteria in my blood instead of bacteria in my life. You're looking at parasites in my blood instead of parasitic situations in my life. And disease, you must isolate the symptom. You must suppress or remove something. You must standardize your response. You must ignore variability. Treating diseases, you must override the body's intelligence. But the owner's manual and what we're teaching you, the healing, it requires the opposite of those things. We know that the remedy for you is restoring communication. We know that the remedy for you is rebuilding regulation. We now know that the remedy for you is allowing completion. We know that the remedy is honoring timing. We now know that the remedy is to support the body's intelligence. The doctors will say something is wrong with you. The judgmental will say something is wrong with you. But healing says, allow the intelligence to respond. Let us help you correct the conditions, the terrain. Because you cannot force the healing. But we know that if you remove interference, if you restore rhythm, if you reduce the load, if you improve the terrain, if you can get the body to return back to safety, we know that if you can provide the resources, like the owner's manual, when those things happen, the body does what it always have done. The body does what it always know how to do for you. It'll heal you. But some of you guys are trying to get back out in the rat race so fast with your issue, when you need to sit down somewhere with your issue. And that's why these pills go along with the thrill of life. But the owner's manual, it starts from a different premise. We don't assume that your body is broken just because you got a disease. We know that the body is intelligent and adaptive. We know that it is also self-correcting. We just can't keep it overwhelmed and overstimulated. We know that a fever is the intelligence of the body. We know that inflammation is the protection of the body. We know that fatigue is the conservation of the body. We know that pain is the communication of the body. We know that anxiety is the mobilization of the body. We know that depression is a state of withdrawal for repair. But you got to know thyself. I can't know you better than you know yourself. And your owner's manual is going to restore, going to replace, eradicate that ignorance of thyself. Trying to suppress all of those things I just mentioned without restoring the conditions, it's only going to prolong the imbalance. It's only going to deepen the chronic issues. And it may even create secondary issues. So when they're treating disease is a diagnosis-dependent situation. Healing is a universal concept. You got to name the condition when you're dealing with diseases. You got to classify the person when you're dealing with diseases. You got to fit them into these categories and protocols when you're dealing with diseases. But healing don't do that for real. Every human on the planet that are listening to me today, every single human that are walking in and out of these hospitals and out of these systems, every human requires safety, a feeling of safety. Every human requires regulation. Every single human requires minerals. Every single human requires hydration. Somebody say, keep tapping, you guys, I'll keep talking. You keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Every human needs emotional completion. Every human. There's not one person walking around. That means the doctor needs this stuff. That means Trump needs this stuff. That means President Xi Jinping needs this stuff. That means that Putin over there, Forden over there, need this stuff. It don't matter. who you are. And this is why the owner's manual was work without the diagnosis. We don't treat disease because disease is not the root. Somebody put it in the chat. We're not going to keep on playing with our people. We're not treating disease because it is not the root. Roots are upstream. Listen to me. Roots are upstream. Disease is a downstream expression. Disease is a downstream expression, meaning that it's coming from the imbalance of the mind down into the body. The mind manufactures the disease. If you're imbalancingly thinking about chicken more than lettuce, if you're imbalancingly thinking about this more than that, the good more than the bad, then you will get the consequences of thinking good or the consequences of thinking bad. You will get the consequences of the imbalanced thought. If you're thinking about stopping at a drive-thru more than cooking the food the best way possible, the healthy way possible, if you're always eating out, thinking about fast food, thinking out more than eating. See, it started here. So that means that disease is a downstream. But the root is upstream. So this is where the nervous system tone and the emotional backlog and the mineral transport is important. The light exposure becomes very important here. The water coherence becomes very important. The sleep timing becomes very important when you're trying to heal. Movement patterns, the environment. Because we know that if you change the root, the expression automatically changes. And the good thing about it is oftentimes dramatically. Dramatically. These things could have a dramatic difference in your healing. Sometimes it's gradually. But one thing we know that is always intelligently done when the body has rain. And so what happens is when you do it this way, it keeps responsibility where it belongs. If we claim to treat disease, we will be claiming control over all your outcomes. We will be replacing the body's authority. We will be practicing intervention medicine. But instead, we teach how the body works, how imbalance can form, how regulation can return, how healing unfolds. Because we know that the body heals itself. But what we can do for you is we can restore the conditions. I'm a facilitator. I just make sure that everything is working right, so that the instrument can be in tune again. Because we know that when we resolve your safety first, and when we change your environment, and when we help you complete your emotions naturally, we know when we help you reduce your load, and we help you restore your rhythm, we know that this is when there's no fixing required. There's no pathology obsession. There's no endless procession. We know it's just completion. That's what we know. You guys keep tapping. I'm gonna keep talking. We know this, right? So we don't treat diseases because disease ain't a thing to fight. What's happening is, though, you do have a condition that we can resolve. And when the body is supported the right way, that they did us back in the day, they supported the body. Disease is no longer necessary. See, I ain't never claimed to heal people. We help people heal themselves because we know how to teach them how to stop interfering with their own ability to heal. When you're trying to heal a disease, it keeps people focused on the wrong thing. But getting real gurus and understanding how to restore conditions that have been broken in traumatic events in people's life. And in restoring these conditions, it teaches them how life works. And that's why the owner's manual will never chase illness. Will always try to return that human back to the rhythm that it lost, the regulation that it lost, the intelligence that it lost, the coherence, the sovereignty that is missing. We come and we know that after that, healing follows. So when you got somebody out there running to try to heal somebody, be well. How do you purchase the owner's manual? Baba, all you have to do is go to the website, type in email or DM me, and someone would be there. Okay? DM me and somebody would be there. We also have a special going on too, as well, for you guys. If you guys purchase the detox, the 21-day detox, it's a lymphatic cleanse. Okay? This lymphatic cleanse is attached to a lot of the stuff that we teach, right? It is the best detox on the planet. If you're trying to eliminate excess waste, we use the 4 eliminatory pathways for the lymphatic system: the skin, the lungs, the colon, and the kidneys. And we have a 21-day detox with instructions that would allow you to eliminate that excess waste. Now, the byproduct of this is that obviously with the diet, you're going to be able to regulate your blood pressure, regulate your blood sugar, even wean yourself off of some of these medications. And the byproduct of that eliminatory process, along with that particular diet, may also help you lose up to 20 pounds in 21 days. It is the best lymphatic detox that I can concoct, okay? And that's my number one, my number one item, my first thing that nature taught me, put it like that, was that detox, right? And it's the fire, air, earth, and water method. And it's the same thing as this here, right? So when you're looking at this here, it's attached to a lot of this. So this would be the air, right? The laughing would be the fire. I should have put it in red. So you'll understand exactly what we're here. Ancient technology. Okay, ancient technology is all it is. Ancient technology is all it is. Okay, so then I just told you that I'm going to make you do what? The 21-day detox is going to make you do what? I said that you use 4 eliminatory pathways. The skin represents the earth. The lungs. The colon. And the kidneys, right? All right, so then you got the kidneys right here. So the kidneys, the colon, where I'm at. The kidneys, the colon, the skin, Oh, I got my kidneys, my colon, my skin, and my lungs. Yeah. Write this in another marker. So that's how we do it. Colon, kidney, skin, and lungs. The skin, why? Because the fire, we're going to make you sweat. The 21-day detox has herbs in there that we're going to make you sweat. Now, I don't know if y'all ever heard of those herbs, but they're called diaphoretics, okay? Diaphoretics. Diaphoretics, okay? So we're going to help promote that through the skin, right? Then also we got Cascada Sagrada and things like that. It's going to help us out with the colon, all right? Then we got things in there also, herbs that you probably never heard of before, but they're also going to help us with the kidneys. And then we also got herbs in there like lobelia and some other herbs that's going to help us out with the lungs. So that's a lymphatic cleanse. But look at what it's attached to. The same things that we're teaching you about: laughing, crying, dancing, and breathing. And what happens is when you do these things, it helps you slow the chaos. It softens the edges. And that's what you need before you start popping pills. I'm telling you, that's what y'all need before you start popping pills. Right? So you got to understand that. And you got to do something before, right? You need to do something before you try to get healed. Somebody put before. There's something that you need to do before you can be healed. There's something that you have to do before you can get rich. There's something that you have to do before you can get that family or that community that you're looking for. There's something that's required. There's a key to the door that look, nobody's saying you can't get in. We're saying there's something that you need to do before that door will open for you. Okay? So this humming, laughing, dancing, and crying is basically biological hygiene. And a lot of us are not emotional as much as we think. We're just unfinished business. Just got so much unfinished business in you. And humans were not designed to carry around the stress. Especially not day after day. We were designed to learn how to discharge it daily. And what we now call emotional expression and coping mechanisms and personality traits ain't nothing but our biological discharge ability. You're supposed to discharge. That's why you got coping mechanisms. You're supposed to discharge. That's why you should express your emotions. You're supposed to discharge. That's why we got personality traits the way that we have. But the way we're discharging is we're using coping mechanisms instead of completing mechanisms. So humming, laughing, dancing, and touching and crying, we're not talking about these as moods or as art or as a weakness. But these are daily nervous system hygiene, preventative maintenance, which is what I was number one in the hotel business way before I got to herbs. As a young man, I understood how to manage and facilitate buildings. But I understood that preventative maintenance was my cue. It was the way I can get up and out very quickly. So I started learning how to create preventive maintenance programs for hotel buildings, all the way up downtown Atlanta to Decatur, all the way around Georgia. Young. And I took that insight or at least I allow nature to use that insight to understand biology better. Stress is energy, and every day your body is absorbing. It absorbs noise, it absorbs urgency, social tension, it absorbs all kinds of emotional friction, micro threats. Even your body is watching, and your nervous system responds with activation, even though you may not know it. And that activation is energy. And if that energy do not leave your body, if it doesn't disappear, it becomes anxiety, irritation, numbness, the stuff that we feeling. It becomes the stuff that we feeling. So your body needs to move and vibrate and sound and fluid. You need to go back to the original stuff, the simple things, to complete the cycle. And this stuff that I'm teaching you guys, this discharging that I'm teaching you, this shit is not optional. It's a must. Animals discharge automatically. They know how to shake off shit. They know how to vocalize themselves. They know how to play, run, and they know how to rest. But we as humans, because you got choice, sometimes your choices are interrupting your discharge. Because we were taught that you can do it. Be composed. Don't make no noise. Don't cry. Keep it in. You all right? You big boy. And a lot of times these emotions are just undischarges. And the quickest way for you to discharge is humming. That's the quickest way. Now I'm going to show you guys something. When we get to where we at right now, let's go ahead and get us up to 100K, you guys. Let's go ahead and get us up to 100K. Let's go ahead and do this game. Let's play this game, right? We get us up to 100K, and I bet you anybody that come on the live, right? Bet you anybody that come on the live, you're going to see the most common thing that people are not doing the most of. And then I'm going to break down to you what other things this air, earth, fire stuff means. Okay? Right? There are some other things that you're not doing. Matter of fact, let me just put it up here. And then when we get the call ins, we'll go that way. So earth is physical. Air is spiritual. Fire is mental. Water is emotional. Watch this. Watch this. Humming is the quickest way to signal safety to the nervous system. Biologically, humming is going to help send that system, that communication. Biologically, humming is the quickest way. Okay. And that's also the one thing you probably not doing. Okay. Laughter is another one. Laughter is not about what's funny. Laughter actually is a movement that you're making that is forcing long exhalations. Laughter actually shakes the diaphragm. It releases facial tension. Laughter helps you with social stress. Safe place to heal. Just want a safe place to heal. Just want a safe place to heal. That's what this is. A safe place. On social media. Using our vibration. Using ourselves as stars of the show. Using our own instrumentation. Our voice. Our movement. Our laughter. Our tears. To produce in us the medicine of heaven, the medicine of ascension, the medicine that consciousness produces, the medicine that enlightenment produces, the medicine that knowing can produce. You need a safe place for that. And a lot of times our homes is just not that. A lot of times our homes is just not that. And you're going back with these diagnoses. You're going back home being fired. You're going back being rejected. You're going back to these things hurt. And hurt people, and it's hard to heal a hurt person. Hard to heal a hurt person. Hard to heal someone that's hurting. I'm telling you. And some of you guys are coming with so much animosity toward family members, toward friends, toward systems, toward spouses, toward your children. So much animosity with the disease. High blood pressure with that much animosity, whew, gonna be hard for us to get rid of. High blood sugar with that much going on, whew, it's gonna be hard to get rid of this stuff. Cancer, and you that mean? What we keeping you around for? Obviously, you don't like nobody here or nothing here. What we keeping you around for? What we trying to keep you here for? That's what I be wanting to know. What are we trying to keep you here for? What transformation are you doing to keep you here? That's my main question. Why, when you come to me, what's the reason? Why? Why am I keeping you around? Why we can't just let this get rid of you? Why we can't let this be your reason? That ain't that what y'all say? We all gotta die for something. So why we can't just let this be your reason? Why you want to live for? And when you answer that, then keep that in your mind. When you answer that, that's got to be your reason forever in the day that you're living. And that should keep you from hurting yourself, right? At least in those times. All right, you guys, so that's what we got to do. We have the system. It is fully functional, ready to go. Again, I got my health out of this. I got my wealth out of this. And I got my family out of this. Understanding. So that's all I can tell you. It worked for me. I'm not only the president, but I'm also the client. What I do know is that environment is the biggest thing. And we know how to change the conditions, okay? And herbs that go along with stuff like Irish moss, bladderwrack, you need some other magical herbs. You need hydrangea root and yellow dock and burdock, and you need nettle, and you need horsetail, and you need black cohosh and barberry root, and you need to understand what mullein or what maybe elecampane, or lobelia, or maybe cat's claw, or cascada sagrada, or echinacea, or ginger, or some of these herbs will do for you, right? And if you know how to put them together right, and if you know how to cook them right, and we give you all that information, but if you know how to put them together right and cook them right, you can see the change physically. It'll be temporary change mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And mentally, spiritually, and emotionally is the environment that creates the environment for that physical body. So it's all about your mind, your spirit, and your emotions. Those three create your heaven or hell for the body to be in. It's all about your mind, your spirit, and your emotions. Those three create the environment that your body is going to live in. Okay? And so you got to look at mind, spirit, and emotions as my environmental producers. So if I want to be wealthy, then my mind, my spirit, and my emotions create the environment that one day my body is going to be in a bank full of money. But your mind, your emotions, and your spirit creates the environment that will produce the life for the body. You see? Because you got to have an environment to dance in, the physical. So then if I got to have somewhere to dance, I see that my humming, my laughing, and my crying create my heaven or my hell for this lower self. Can you fix that? Can you work on that? Yes, that's what the owner's manual will help you do. Okay? That's what the owner's manual will help you do. And again, if you buy the detox and get the consultation, you will get your natal herbs for free, a 30-day supply. Okay? So you guys, if you do purchase that, please email me, DM me, let me know. Okay? If you do purchase that, please let me know, okay? But that deal just started now, so you guys can just go on there. You go on the website, type in detox, get your detox, type in email, get your consultation, and then when you do that, you guys, I'll automatically have your email anyway because we got to ship you stuff. And then when we get your email, we will send you also the natal blend in the mail with your purchase. That is a 50-day supply of herbs for $100. Those two, if you're really ready and committed, and you got your owner's manual in your hand too, and that's how y'all need to get over this high blood pressure, diabetes, depression, anxiety, most cancers, all this type of stuff, man. Come on, give yourself these 50 days. Give yourself 50 days and know thyself and work on thyself. Work on your spiritual tendencies, your physical tendencies. Work on how much sunlight you need, how much water you need to drink, what kind of foods you need. All this type of stuff you get with this owner's manual. We need to put it in as many people's hands as possible. Now, if you're not in the United States, you can't get the detox. Okay? If you're not in the United States, we do not ship herbs outside of the U.S., but you can get your consultation. And we can tell you based on what region of the planet you're in, what herbs you need. You go shopping for yourself, but you'll still have it at the tip of your hand. Just because you're not here doesn't shortchange you. That means that you can't get my detox, but you can still get your herbs. Okay? Your herbs pertaining to you, right? So that's all we want to do, man, and let you guys know that this is why we don't treat disease, because we don't believe in it. We treat you, and you deserve to be treated holy. I love you guys. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody to go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, love HerbMan. Peace. 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 Yes, sir. Peace. Yes. Peace. Peace unto you. Bless. Bless.